Here's all the brand new bosses added into Fortnite for the new Chapter 2 remix. Let's jump in and check them out. First off, we're going to be heading over to the one at the rig, which is going to be the classic TNTina remix. So let's head in and show you guys how to eliminate her, some tips and tricks, and all their mythics and vault locations. So first off, we're at the rig, and you'll find TNTina somewhere around here. You can use the disguise boots. They're back, guys, by the way. So feel free to use these to disguise yourselves as a henchman so the bosses cannot locate you. Over here, you can disguise as a shadow henchman, which is kind of neat, and you will find the TNTina boss with a kind of passive sign on. You can see, obviously, you can ask where you are and what you're doing here, and this boss themselves doesn't do too much. They won't aggro on you at all, usually, unless I've got this because I've got the disguise. It probably is. The talk symbol is on, and then you can take them on here, and they're very easy to eliminate. They're a lot weaker than they used to be back in the original Chapter 2, so there you are. Take down that boss easily, and then they will actually be hired and join you. So you can see she gets hired and she joins you and your team, and the henchmen will stop fighting you. If you do shoot them, though, they will then aggro again, so it's up to you. And then obviously you get TNTina on your team, and you can grab the key card and you can grab the bow as well. So now you've got the rig's key card, you can use that key card to go to the vault and get an absolute ton of loot. They seem very easy to eliminate. I didn't think them to be that easy, but they actually are. So let's take down this henchman. Here you can see the new TNTina version, and let's go down to this vault and get access to it. Okay, so I'm going to head down to the vault here. I was just using the glider. There we are, heading down. Okay, down these stairs over here. This is where you get down to the vault. You can't get to the vault from the bottom. You have to get from it from the top, just because all the walls are unbreakable. So you got to come down to get to it. You can't go outside the build and then jump down. It doesn't work. I just tried that accidentally. So in here, you get a bunch of chests. You get some of the bigger legendary chests, and you also get some of the loot crates as well, which are in here. So you get one legendary chest, you get 2 of these loot crates here as well, and then finally another 3 rare / legendary chests, whatever you want to call them, and then a little Fall Guys Easter egg there. So it works quite nicely. There's a lot of loot in here, especially if you're solo. It's going to be really effective down here if you're solo. You're going to be struggling to take everything that you actually want. Obviously, team-wise, it's a little bit easier to share the loot out. And then finally, you can use that toilet to get outside and rotate out the rig if you want to. Don't forget, if you are buying anything from the Battle Pass, pop in code POST, that's POST, pop it into your item shop to support me further. Really does go a long way. Thank you, everyone, considering to do that. And don't forget, though, guys, if you haven't already and you need XP easily, Toybox is live with all the new items very, very soon going into there once Creative fixes itself. The XP in there is insane. It's a really good way of leveling up at the start of the season. Currently, there's 2.4 thousand people already using it to level up. You guys know last season everyone used it for the Catalina. You can gain your daily 5 levels in there super fast. Okay, now we're moving over to Midas Snoop Dogg, the Snoop Dogg replacement for Midas. This is over at the Dog Pond, and this is going to be his new POI, which is heavily inspired by the agency, almost exactly the same, but rather than it being the agency, it's just literally Snoop Dogg's POI. Now, all the henchmen are a lot weaker. You can take them out with one shot from a bow. It feels weird for them to be this weak. I swear they weren't this weak in the original Chapter 2. I may be wrong, though. Let me know in the comments how weak do you think they were. I don't know the exact stats, but I just feel like their aim's a lot less. Their damage isn't as high, and you can absolutely beam these. Here I do get beamed quite a lot, though. You can see I have been detected by the camera, and some of Snoop's higher henchmen. This dog here comes in really close. This is like one of the heavy henchmen that he has. That's one of his guards. They can do a lot of damage if they get close with the SMG, so do watch out for them. Other than that, I would say the rest are really easy to take down. Snoop Dogg himself's really weak. The henchmen are so weak. They have 100 HP. You can take... They're even weaker than the ones on Toybox, which is crazy. You can take them out dead easy. The heavy one's a little bit difficult. Guard dog heavy. He's quite hard to take out. Obviously, the ghost henchmen, they're really easy. And Snoop himself is fairly easy to take down as well. Just keep your distance. Watch out for that stink bomb. He definitely likes throwing that at you. And you can take down Snoop just like that. Watch out for some more henchmen as well. And Snoop is going to go down, and it hires him. So obviously, you get Snoop, which you can see he's now hired, and he's going to be your kind of assistant. Here you can see he does drop a few different things. You got the agency key card, which is interesting, and obviously the not SMG, the drum gun, which is Snoop Dogg's drum gun, which is exactly the same as the Midas drum gun from the original OG season, or Jules drum gun, whichever one you want to say, from the original OG Chapter 2. So let's grab the key card and show you guys the vault location in a second. I'm just checking out some of these henchmen. Here's one of the bigger guards. You can shake them down as well to reveal all the locations. Snoop will also drop you these boogie bombs if you want them. They're not that good, but they're kind of funny, and you can get an endless stack of them from Snoop if you keep him alive. So it's up to you if you want to keep that henchman / boss alive when you do hire him. So once you've got this, you can either use the disguise rig, go down here. I'm going to use the disguise rig, I may as well. And you can go down here to find the vault. My favourite route into the vault isn't through any of these walls, it's actually up and over and through this vent. I always use this on chapter 2, this vent down here is always guaranteed you into the vault, and no one usually goes through this way, so it's kind of a good way to check if anyone's like guarding it, and you can head in here and watch what's going on. Now I'm not too sure what's going on with these turrets. I was trying to get them to work, and I just don't really know. I feel like they're the creative ones and they're a little bit more buggy. The ones in creative are super buggy. I'm surprised they aren't shooting at me now. Maybe because I've eliminated Snoop. Here you can see obviously you get one ghost chest in here, one rare chest, another rare chest up there, so it's 2 rare chests, a bunch of slurp barrels, 2 ghost chests and 3 rare chests overall. So less loot than the TNT one, but obviously you get an extra slurp barrels in there for some health. So yeah, these turrets, I don't know why they're not shooting me. They've only got 500 HP as well. I swear that's a little bit weaker than the original. Feels like it anyway, and they're not shooting at me. Like, what's going on? I don't know if they're bugged or maybe because I've killed the boss here. I'm not too sure exactly why that's the case, but there you have it. There's the Snoop stuff. Okay, the Yacht is our final boss POI. Oh, this is a bad dive from me. Let's turn that around there. There we are. Okay, we're in at the Yacht, and this is going to be a final POI for the bosses currently. I'll talk about some of the other bosses and henchmen which are around. There are some, but they're not exactly here yet. Some aren't here yet and some are, so I'll show you guys that in a second. So here we are at the Yacht. We've obviously got Meowsles down there, who's going to be not exactly Meowsles anymore. I think his name is Meowdus, which is like a combo between Midas and Meowsles. So Meowdus is down here, and obviously you can see he's got his henchman, his shadow henchman, which you can take down, and there he is, the Meowdus, Midas himself, or Meowsles, cross between them. And again, standing still, best hit you can do against these NPCs. He's not even hit me once yet. Again, easy shotgun, easy pistol takedown, and there we have him taken down, and you get his pew pew rifle and the key card, which you can use on the vault, which we'll take to the vault right now. For those that don't know how to get to the Yacht vault, the easiest way is usually just breaking down. I always find it a little bit of a maze, the Yacht. It can be a little bit complex to get around, so the best way of getting down to the vault, I always find, is just finding a floor you want to break and going down like that, and then you're in the room down below. It's really easy to do. And then obviously the vault's at the end of the Yacht over here. You can use the vault keycard on the door, and then the vault will open up. And inside of here, we'll have a little look what the loot is, compare it to the other vaults. Let's take a little look what we've got. So the vault's opening up, and let's take a little look what we've got inside. There you can see the Midas statue at the back. So here we've got 1 big upgraded chest, 2 shadow chests, 3 shadow chests, 4 of these bigger chests. Okay, interesting. And then only 1 of the rare, epic, legendary chests at the end. So, yeah, decent. Doesn't feel as good as the others, but I feel like the best one was TNT in this vault, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion from these. Let me know in the comments which one's your favourite vault, and that will lead you with that toilet outside towards steamy stats, which you can use to rotate inside of the stacks. Feels weird talking about these POIs because it's been so long since I've been here. Really is very nostalgic, actually, just making this video in general. So there we are, using the steamy stacks to rotate. Let's head over to the location of a few other of the bosses as well. Oh, also a fun fact for you guys, I thought I'd put it in the video. All the NPCs do ride all the boats and stuff, but if you take down Snoop and you have an NPC already hired, obviously I've got Meowdus here, he will get eliminated instantly, and then it will hire the next boss. So you can only have 1 boss hired at a time. I think if your squad does this, you might be able to have more, so technically you could get all 3, which could be very difficult to do, but it could be done. Other than that, I don't think. Okay, so moving into the grotto, for those that don't know, on the blog post it's confirmed that on November the 7th next week, we will be getting access to Slim Shady himself over at Mum's Spaghetti location inside of this grotto POI. Currently, obviously, we have the new Sky skin over here, where you can ask her about this. She'll give you hints that it will be like this, and you can actually battle her if you want. She's like an NPC which is spawned over here. I don't know why she's here, but she just is, and you'll see her up here. If you go up, you can see her, you can fight her if you want to, and she doesn't actually drop any mythics or anything. I thought maybe she might, because Sky did originally drop the mythic here. You can see she's got a lot of HP. She's almost got boss-like HP, which is just very unexpected. I didn't think she'd have this much HP. So it's undercover Sky, and obviously you can take her out. Unfortunately, though, you can't hire her or even get that scar, which is interesting. And for those wondering about, obviously, the Ice Spice boss, she will be appearing on November the 14th over at the location at the Shark. Currently, Ice Spice is not in the game, but she will be here on the 3rd week, November 14th, and she will be a boss over there. And she'll actually drop, for those that don't know, the Ice Spice grappler and the Ice Spice rifle, which is going to be probably the scar which Sky used to use, and that's over at the Shark, which will be remixed, added on November 14th.